All right, hello everybody. All right, we are on to sales training today, and I'm going to teach something I've taught before, but some of you did call and ask and go, how'd the talk at the university go? And it went very well. It was very fun. It was very cool. It was a nice big auditorium. It was kind of exciting to do. The interesting thing was, I don't know how I got turned on the clock, because I get a clock and I feel like, ooh, I'm running late, and I looked, and it's like, oh my goodness, I got 7 minutes. So I rush and speed up, and I get done. I go, okay. I'm 1 minute over, but I'm done and I made it. And everybody looks and goes, what are you talking about? You have 30 minutes to go. So I was stopping at 1:15 and I was supposed to stop at 1:45. So I had a good laugh and we did question and answers for the next 30 minutes. And that was interesting. Went directions I didn't expect. Things were intrigued by stuff that I've forgotten is intriguing when you're 20 years old. But that was very cool and very fun. So that leads me into this. Many that asked wanted to know, what did you talk about? This is hopefully like a 3-minute version, which means probably 10, of what I talked about. But my talk, and this is just for those of you that asked, was what are the 3 keys to success? I know there's a lot out there. There's some that say 8, there's 10, there's the 1, whatever. I'm not just picking some, I'm not just going random. I think there's 3 things to being successful, period. And these are the elements of them, in my opinion, and this was the core of my talk. Number 1 is goals. I'm a huge believer in goals. I'm a huge believer in goal setting. I actually wish I had time to flush that out. It is a number of aspects. It's a number of ends. You have heard everything from the standpoint of setting a goal. If you'll just sit down and write it down, it's amazing what happens. You know what? It's insanely true. It's incredible what it does to drive something into your subconscious. Your body, your mind, and self-fulfilling prophecies are insane. If you set a goal, what your psyche will do, even without you always thinking about it directly, to make that happen will blow you away. The guy that drew the picture of the house, and 10 years later, holy cow, he moved in the house and found the pictures, I can see exact, not a shock. On a bunch of different levels, not a shock, but not a shock. Goals matter. Now, do I absolutely believe in the law of attraction and all that stuff? Honestly, no, I think it's a crock. I think it's a crock that serves a great service, though, because I think it gives faith. Faith gives belief and a goal can actually come true, and it is belief that a goal can come true that forces you to make it come true. Goals matter. That kind of belief matters, but it's amazing. Just having the goal will get an incredible amount of things done. Now, is it enough? No, I don't think so. I think just having the goal will get an incredible amount done. Does it get enough to call yourself a success? No. But it does, and it matters huge. One of the main reasons is how you're going to get somewhere if you don't know where you're going. Best average I can get is, hey, we're going on vacation. Great. Where are we going? You don't do that. Say we're going to the Grand Canyon. We're going to Disney World. You have a place. You have a goal. You have an end in mind. The old saying, begin with the end in mind, as another way of saying goals. How can you get if you don't have? If you say, hey dude, man, my vacation is to wander. Guess what? Wandering was your end in mind. You had a goal. So you have to know where you're going. Okay? So that is number 1. Number 2. And you'll be surprised, some of you at the end of this are going to think 3 should be 2 and 2, 3. Flip them as you wish. But number 2, in my opinion, is motion. Did I spell that right? Probably not. You have to move. You have to go. You have to be active. Activity breeds activity. Action creates action. Business goes where business is and stays where it's well serviced. Faith is a verb. God, I can't stress that enough. I wish I had time. You know what? I do have time. One of the great fundamental moments of my life was studying the book of Hebrews and the book of James, going through, and faith is not worse than death, faith, and it's faith of this, but it's tied with the book of Romans for salvation of the sinner. And I realized I always thought of faith as a thing. I always thought of faith as a noun. Faith is not a noun. Faith is a verb. A verb cannot be a noun. Run cannot be a noun. Run is an act. You can't say, I run and stand still or lay down. It's not true. It is a verb. It is an action. And faith is a verb. It is an action. And going towards a goal is motion. You have to move. You have to have action. You have to go. If I say I have a goal of being in Orlando and I sit on my patukas, that's how you spell patukas. No, you can't read that because I don't know how to spell patukas. Then I have no goal. And even if I do, if it's a real goal, but I sit on my patukas, it will never happen. But if I get up and move, it could happen. Now let me ask you this. This is the great big beautiful round world. And this is wonderful Orlando. And this is happy little me. And I start going this way. Am I going to get to Orlando? Yes. But I'm going to be real cold, real wet, and it's going to take a lot longer. But guess what? I will get there. What is the only way I will never, ever, ever get to Orlando? Is if I stay right here. So you say, oh, that's because you're going the opposite direction. All right. If I go this way, will I eventually get to Orlando? Yes, you're wrong again, Richard Yeager. Yes, I will, because it may take even longer and even wetter, but I'm not on a perfect elliptical. Eventually, I will swirl in. I may be older, colder, and wetter, but I will get there. Why? Because there's only way I can never get there, and that's staying right here. You have to move. Do not tell me you have a goal of success and you don't do. You must do. Now here's number 3. And number 3 is the hard part. And number 3 is probably the most important part. Actually, that'd be a lie. There isn't the most important part. You can't have any of these without the other. If there is only one to have, it would probably be this one. And I can explain why on a subconscious level later. I think we already did. Number 3 is plan. What is your plan? What is your plan? To stick with this simple one, I'm going to Orlando. Woohoo! I'm getting up and I'm moving. Yeah! Now, I have this bright little world. Here's Orlando, here's me, and I have my roadmap. I figured out where I'm going to turn. I figured out where I'm going to stay for the night outside Atlanta as I'm partway there. I know exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm getting there. I'm getting there fast. I'm getting there efficiently. I'm getting there drier, younger, cleaner, warmer. Everything's right because I had a plan. You have to plan it out. Why do people buy a franchise? Because they have a goal and they're willing to work hard. They need somebody to help them with a system and a plan. Hello. Everything you do, you say, I want to do this. Well, how? Well, I want to sell 10 contracts this month. Great goal. Woo! And I am willing to stay till from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 6 days a week. Sundays are my family day, but I'm doing it. God, dog, yeah. And I'm going to call. I don't care how many it takes. I will kill myself. Perfect. Great. So we're going to do presentations. We're going to do that. That's going to take 40 presentations. Man, you are going to have to help. That's going to be 3 a day. To get those, you're going to have to make 120 calls a day in addition. Then you have respects. My gosh, you really are going to kill yourself. That's fantastic. I'm ready. All right, go. And you go in. You forgot your plan. Where are your leads coming from? Or you got your leads, but you forgot to call them. Because how are you going to get them in? What's your plan? What's your system? Just the goal's not enough. Just moving's not enough. What is your plan? When you get them in, how are you going to do your sales presentation? What is your close? What is the system to your close? How will you get them through bidding? How will you handle spec? How will you handle with doing it all? How will you handle your bidding? I already said that one. Your job cost, your building a manual. What is your plan? And are you going to follow the system as given? Or are you going to create your own? Again, to a great extent, as you will. But you got to have one. You have to have a plan to be able to guide through. And yes, it's real neat to have some contingencies as well. Because is any plan perfect? No. But which would you rather have? A map and knowing exactly how you're getting to Orlando and then having to figure out when you hit a traffic jam or road construction or a wreck? Or would you rather just wander around hoping to avoid those things? You have your contingency and you go accordingly. You got to have a plan. What is your path to success? How are you going to get there? Now, I will tell you, you can flip-flop these. You can say goal, plan, motion. And maybe there's a little bit of ready, aim, fire if you do it that way. And maybe mine's a little bit ready, fire, aim. I could really care less what order you put them in. I don't care. The only one that has to go at the top is goals. And maybe not. Maybe motion could go at top. Maybe it's get up and get moving. Then figure out your goal and then figure out your plan how to get there. I don't think so. But I know this. Sugar and milk without cold is not ice cream. And sugar without milk, but with cold, is just cold sugar. And milk without sugar and cold is just frozen milk. Got to have all three if you want the ice cream, baby. You have to have all three to succeed. At the same time, you don't need anything else. That's it. There's one path to success. That's it. This takes effort. This takes blood, sweat, and tears. This takes vision. They liked it. Thanks for listening.